I think just in all news in general, there's got to be more positivity going around. It's like,
Hmm.
Draymond Green takes the highlight. Devontae Adams takes the highlight. But like you said, comeback story. Saquon Barkley, history of just getting injured, but right now leading the league in rushing yards and beating 10 teams. Then you have the guy for the Commanders or the Redskins. Forgot his name off the top of my head. He literally got shot and just recovered and played his first
Yeah.
game this past
Yep.
week.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it gets the news, but there's not enough. There's not enough discussion or like, hey, that's good. Like, hey, there's success stories out there. Everybody uh feeds off of like hate and like negativity. Not everybody, just it seems to be the more popular topic.
So this brings up a good. You and I have never talked about this before, but this brings up a good. Do you think that's because? Then I'm gonna start naming some players. Do you think that's because ratings? People want to see more controversy, and people don't want to see good stories. Uh, I think his name is Samari Rowe. Samari Rowe was a NFL player who was also a Rhodes Scholar back in the day. Now he's a neurosurgeon. You don't hear a lot of talk about that. About guys who are working wear 2, 3 hats, do different things, but they also play in the NFL. Um, you hear about some other stuff. You hear about people driving under the influence and um, um, different things happening in domestic situations, and because we've all played, man. There are many different people on this team when you're on the team. There are many different attributes, guys who are great at this, not so good at that. There are many different things on this team, but you only hear about certain things. Why do you think that is? Why do you think somebody like Steph Curry? Boring. He does a lot in his community. He does a lot in Oakland. You don't really hear about that. He has not have a domestic violence situation. He has never been in the news for anything negative. People are not really talking about that guy. He could break 3-point records till the cows come home. Nobody's talking about that.
Same with LeBron.
Yeah. LeBron, that's a strong attribute of his. He has done nothing negative. He's always been positive. He has a school. He's done things in his community. He did a lot of stuff in Cleveland that I've read about. I've never really seen on TV anybody talking about it. Maybe that's why he wants it. I don't know. But people don't like that guy.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, I've like my brain's going off. I have like 100 different ways to respond to this because it's like deeper than sports. There's just so many different ways to look at it. I think that maybe the short answer is people love watching other people fail for whatever reason.
I think that's true.
It's like they like to say, "Oh, well, they're human too." Like they like to see that, and I don't know what else. I mean, it's a generational thing. It's like it's historical. It's just what people feed off of, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get it out clearly without getting like too like political or
Yeah,
historical or.
yeah. Take your time. Pete
Uh,
says, unfortunately, it's true. Positive stories are not selling, and it really exposes us as a society.
I'll give you an analogy. Just I'm sure you're familiar, like the page card porn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like to me, in my opinion, they thrive off of getting clickbait of stories of making all this negative energy, and then they throw, oh, there's too much negativity. Let's talk about something positive. And it's like, wait, what? And it's like people just keep throwing it out there, throwing it out there, throwing it out there, throwing it out there, and then It's like people just don't like it. I don't know. I can't explain why other people don't like it enough. I just think there needs to be more of it. Besides the fact that people like to see other people fail.
There should be more of it.
Like nobody likes to see. Like everybody likes the underdog. So once you're already up there, they just want to see you fail.
And then once you win a few championships, you start hearing people say, "Oh man, I'm tired of watching them win."
Yeah, Tom Brady, LeBron James.
Tired of that, man.
They're tired of it. So it's like, why hear winning stories?
Just like this year, some people believe Golden State Warriors are a favorite to win the NBA title. You look at ESPN. ESPN didn't even pick them last year, and ESPN this year is talking about Utah, Denver, Milwaukee, just some other teams. Like they're not even highly ranked, man, this year. And if you look at the talent that's on the team,
Utah.
yeah, bro, people talking about Utah. Even after the trade, Bambino, you don't even hear of Golden State. And what is that? I felt strongly last year. Golden State starts in the finals versus Boston. There's no way Boston's winning this series. And I think every network knew that. But you can't come out and say first game, kick back, y'all. Boston has no way of winning this series. If you want to get ratings, if you want to generate something, if you want to get a buzz going. I watch Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp all the time. And suddenly, Shannon was a Boston Celtics fan, talking about Tatum and Brown. These are my boys. Skip has always talked about Golden State. So they were kind of at each other. But that creates TV. Like Shannon has never talked about Boston. He's not talking about Boston right now coming into the season.
Right.
Yes, I think that's.
I guess that's a devil's advocate. I think that there needs to be like discussion and not controversy or people arguing against each other, but there needs to be like solid debate.
Yep.
About things.
Yep. And I've seen shows change over time. Like now, like even like we were just talking about Undisputed, Shannon is way more animated about stuff than he used to be. Probably saw some ratings. Probably said in the green room, "Hey, you know what, y'all? I'm about to go out and try something." Tried it, looked back at some ratings. Oh man, that thing hit. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna get down. It's way
devil's advocate. He could be that way. I know I'm that way, where it's like once I open up, I'm outgoing, funny, silly.
I can see that. Because you and I start
But
vibing.
I'm like really reserved at first.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? I got the job. I signed the. I don't know the history, but maybe he did sign that extension. And he was like, I feel comfortable. Let me be me. Let me be animated. Let me be funny. Let me be silly.
Well, I knew something was different when he started coming out with the Hennessy and pouring drinks on the set, and then suddenly all of that went away.
Yeah,
he doesn't do that anymore.
Maybe he took it too far.
Probably did. Somebody probably told him, "Hey, man,
we'll get this. We can have fun, but not that much fun."
Yeah, we won't start pouring Hennessy at 7:00 in the morning, bro." So, Brendan says, "I've noticed some turn a blind eye to anything negative. Those people live in a bubble, not based in reality." Yeah, I don't know. I do know creating content. Like when we first started, people would say, "Oh, you're very positive. You don't talk about certain things that happen. You're very
I mean, I don't know. I think there are definitely things you have to pace reality to. Like, it could pick several things, like yes, the price or quote unquote comps are going down. Like, it's not that you live in a bubble and don't address it. That's a negative thing, but it's like, okay, well, why not find a way to adapt to it and be the person that's remembered for giving out good deals during that time, not just being in a museum.
See, Bambino, that's what
it's just how you look at things.
So adaptation is huge to me. So I feel like I am all about what I really do when it comes to the channel. So I'm navigating in a space that's changing. So I'm morphing, changing, doing certain things where I'm at. prices of comps have really went down. So now I'm focusing on only a few athletes. So I'm really buying cards up. I may test something before. I may have and went out and bought an Anthony Simons card. Maybe probably now I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like I gotta have certain players. I'm thinking about certain people. Certain people have kind of proven themselves. I prospect on probably 1 or 2 people, and that's all I'm prospecting on. Like, people ran out was talking about Jason Dominguez. Just the way I'm wired. My first thing was like, he's never played a game. I know he may be a great prospect. He's never played a game. I don't know, man.
Yeah, baseball prospecting is definitely a whole other world. Like
That's a whole other
that, I'm gonna say I'm not very well educated in for sure, but I know there's a market for it. People buy and sell that all the time. People would prospect all the time because you never know. Boom,
I know some
Judge
people,
was 2013. Look at him now.
true. I know some people that only buy prospect cards in baseball. Like they'll
Yeah.
never buy Mike Trout. They're only buying prospects and turning prospects. That's it. Baseball is totally different though, man.
Yeah.
It's very hard to predict. Dude may take a ball off a hand, never be the same. Who knows?
Right.
Just never know.